You are back rocking and rolling from the break here in my own words with yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us on a Friday. And we get into a little bit of fun here. I'm going to put on my projection hat, my prediction hat, and looking at who could be potential All-Americans or who are going to be All-Americans for Alabama in the upcoming season. Now, typically, when All-American lists are put out by different venues, you normally have 25 guys, 20 to 25 guys to make, a first-team All-American list. They'll give you, one spot for a quarterback, 2 spots for a running back, 2 spots for an offensive guard, 2 spots for an offensive tackle, and so on and so forth. But they give you a limited amount of spots, but overall, for a first-team All-American list, we're talking about 20 to 25 guys. Now, in terms of Alabama, I'm projecting 10. 5 offense, 5 defense. I'm projecting 10 that will be All-Americans here for the Crimson Tide. And starting off here offensively, my 5 I've got on offense, I'm looking at Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle, Evan Neal, offensive guard, Najee Harris at running back, Devante Smith at wide receiver, and Jalen Waddle as the all-purpose player. So those will be my 5 offensive, projected All-Americans, first-teamers for the Crimson Tide. Starting off here with Alex Leatherwood, he will be one of the best offensive tackles in college football, if not the best left tackle in the game in the upcoming season. A guy that will go into his second year as a starter at that left tackle spot. Started 2018, started this past year. So his third year, going into his third year starting at that left tackle position. Behind him, I've got Evan Neal here, will be the offensive guard. Now, you could see either Evan Neal or Deontay Brown getting the nod there as a first-team offensive guard, but give me this to Evan Neal just due to going into his second year. He was thrown out there last year, really did a solid job, sensational job, made the freshman all-SEC team, and a guy that's going to take a jump between his freshman to his sophomore year. So definitely can see here, Evan Neal being first-team offensive guard. Running back, Najee Harris, first team. This guy snapped last season. From the LSU game to the latter portion of the season, picking it up, putting it down, getting 1,000 yards. Had 1,224 yards in 2019, 13 touchdowns, had 6 100-yard games, 4 of those against conference opponents. So Najee Harris, despite the fact that Chuba Hubbard is back at Oklahoma State and Travis Etienne is back at Clemson, I look at Najee Harris. He will be one of the 2 first-team All-American backs representing the Crimson Tide. Devante Smith will represent first-team All-American at wide receiver. We know what he can do. 1,000-yard weapon a season ago. 68 catches, 1,256 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 100-yard games, including a pair of 200-yard receiving performances. I mean, he burned Derek Stingley and LSU like burnt bacon, like crisp toast. Burnt! Did Devante Smith do those guys, and also had a big matchup against Ole Miss as well. And a guy that is already putting in the work with the likes of Robbie Green of Dynamic Performance Training down there in Louisiana. So Devante Smith would be the first-team All-American at wide receiver. Jalen Waddle, first-team All-American all-purpose player because he does everything. He wide receiver, he punt return, he does kickoff return. At some point, definitely in this upcoming year, he's got to touch the ball 15 to 20 times in space because he puts people on their feet. You can't go to the bathroom when Jalen Waddle's on the field. You can't take a beer run when Jalen Waddle's on the field. You can't go to the concession stand when Jalen Waddle is on the field because if you do, you are going to miss greatness and you are going to hate yourself when you do that. So, running back through here, my first-team All-American projections in terms of offense, you look at Alex Leatherwood at left tackle, Evan Neal, left at offensive guard, Najee Harris at the running back position, Jalen Waddle at the all-purpose player, and Devante Smith as the first-team All-American wide receiver. Now, I can dissect the All-American projections as far as defense first-teamers for the Crimson Tide, and I've got here Christian Barmore, Dylan Moses, Patrick Surtain II, Jordan Battle, and one Ty Ryan. Yes, I've got the punter on the list. Do not at me. Yes, I've got the punter, because punting starts off the defensive possession, anyway, in terms of the defense getting on the field defending the opposing offense. So Christian Barmore, first team defense, All-American defensive end. If he's not an All-American this upcoming season, we have a serious problem. In limited action last year, we saw it. 26 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hurries, 2 pass breakups, a beast, an animal, and he's putting in the work all offseason. The coronavirus has had no effect on B. Moore, whether he's working with the local coach up there in Philly in Troy Gore or whomever he teams up with. 50A, B. Moore want all the smoke. He ain't playing around with him. He making sure that he is going to be the impactful, the enforcer, the leader on this defensive front and the defense as a whole. So Christian Barmore. Next guy, Dylan Moses. Now, Christian Harris could make his way in here too. I'm not putting anything past Christian Harris. Harris can make his way in here too. But right now, bona fide Dylan Moses getting the chance to relive his junior year. He's looking square in the face of trying to win that Butt Kiss Award, trying to win that Chuck Bednarik Award, any award he can get his hands on. Probably can win the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, for just being frank with it here. But Dylan Moses, number 2 defensively to be a first-team All-American, projected from yours truly. Next guy, Patrick Surtain II at corner. He's got to come with it, though. He's got to come with it this year. Freshman season, he had a strong year despite getting burned at times in the Orange Bowl versus CeeDee Lamb of Oklahoma. Freshman year, Surtain, solid year. Sophomore year, did some good things, but at times when I watched him play, I'm like, Pat Surtain, you got to trust yourself. You got to trust your instincts, young man. Nick Saban is teaching you what to do. Be in the hip pocket of the wide receiver, play the football, trust your eyes, know what you're out there doing. And he knows what he's out there doing. He's got to be able to trust himself. He comes from a tremendous pedigree. His father, Pat Surtain Sr., played in the NFL with the Miami Dolphins, with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's been working with young Surtain, but Surtain gotta come with it this year. He comes with it this year, first team All-American. He comes with it this year, first round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. But Surtain got to come with it this year, but I have got him named here. First team potential All-American. Next guy, we go to that safety spot, Jordan Battle. I'm calling it right now. Jordan Battle will be a first team All-American. Calling it right now. Saw this young man play the whole season last year, especially week 1 against Duke, where he made an incredible interception. And if you look at this under Nick Saban, Bama has always had that big-time freshman who takes a big jump the sophomore year, and that sophomore in that defensive backfield always ends up helping Alabama win a national championship. Case in point, 2009, you remember Mark Barron? 09, 7 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, Bama national championship. 2011, D. Milner, sophomore year, 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, Bama national championship. 2012, Clinton Dix from Florida, sophomore year, 4 interceptions, Bama national championship. Of course, we also remember my guy, Minkah Fitzpatrick, 2016, sophomore year, 6 picks, including a couple for a championship. Now, of course, for an SEC championship. Now, Bama didn't win the national, but Minkah Fitzpatrick did make that jump. So you got Jordan Battle in there. And then last but not least, Ty Ryan. We saw what he did as a freshman, walk on a limited action. He's going to get more time this year to do his thing. So Ty Ryan in there as well, potential projected All-American from yours truly. But as always, Bama fans, you want the best news, notes, and information you're going to find anywhere on Crimson Tide Football. You get it by downloading the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app, but you do this by going to the iPhone App Store. If you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store, if you got that Android phone, the podcast options, we got you. Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, iHeartRadio, iTunes, or Apple Podcast. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll be back on Monday with more Crimson Tide action. But until next time, husbands, love your wives. Wives, appreciate, value those husbands. Children, do all things legitimately to not be bored. Get those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself and the loved ones around you. Until next time, holla at your boy. Peace. It's been in my own words. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.